So Sony announced at the PlayStation State of Play that there would be a remaster of Days Gone coming out in April. Days Gone was an awesome game, and it definitely deserves a sequel and not just a remaster. The game has even sold very well, having sold over 9 million copies. For context, Ghost of Tsushima has sold about 13 million copies. But it seems like Sony rejected the idea of a sequel due to Days Gone's mixed critical reception and long development process. It also seems like Sony had profitability concerns despite Days Gone's very good sales numbers. Sony has been remastering or remaking just about every game you can think of, except for Bloodborne, and now Days Gone is going to be included on that list. Most of the remakes and remasters that Sony is releasing seem to launch with mixed receptions at best. And of course there's the jokes like, oh, the game's a year old, it needs to be remastered already. With hardware being so good now, and with many of these games having such high budgets, many of these remasters feel pointless even at the moment that they're announced. Is Days Gone Remastered yet another in a line of pointless remakes and remasters from Sony? Let's go ahead and talk about it more in depth. Really quickly guys, before the video begins, please be sure to leave a like, subscribe, turn on post notifications, all that good shit. It really does help the channel grow a ton. Consider becoming a channel member or joining my locals if you wish to support me further. But let's go ahead and jump back into the video. Days Gone is the game The Last of Us Part 2 should have been. It had amazing visuals, solid mechanics, and most importantly, it had a good story. Unlike The Last of Us Part 2, whose story was not good. Like really not good. The games are very similar. Both are first-party, zombie-type Sony games that came out about a year apart. The key difference between the two is The Last of Us Part 2 was a woke pile of shit that catered to the game's journos mob, and Days Gone was basically not woke at all for modern day standards and didn't try to pander to the game's journalists. The game initially suffered because it was attacked by games journalists for not being woke. Now of course, most of the reviewers are smart enough to say the story was a bit generic, or the game had a couple of bugs. Some of the smaller leftist outlets outright say it's because Deacon was white, but they were of course in the minority. But there's a reason the reviewers say this, and the audience says this. This was deceptive journalism at its finest. The reviewers were so bad that even the game's creative director blamed the woke reviewers. Of course, since he had left the studio, the remaining members at the studio decided to throw him under the bus with their own statement. The cowards. IGN gave Days Gone a 6.5 out of 10. They gave Dragon Troon the Veilguard a 9 out of 10, and it's an objectively terrible game. They also gave Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 a 9 out of 10, so that should tell you how much Warhorse Studios has bent the knee, but that'll come up later. These outlets give favorable reviews to games that push their agenda, and unfavorable reviews to games that don't. It's that simple. The irony with this remaster is people wanted more Days Gone content, but that's because they wanted a sequel and not a remaster. The original game already looks great and runs like butter, so will you just be able to see 2 more pixels on Sam Witwer's handsome face at 10 more frames a second? It feels like this is going to be another in a line of pointless remasters and remakes from Sony. Don't worry guys, I'm sure a Bloodborne Remastered announcement is coming any day now. Sometimes it feels like Sony is in a burning money competition with Microsoft, like they're actively competing to see who can be dumber and make worse products. Part of me hopes this remaster does well so they actually are convinced to make a sequel. However, if they do make a sequel, the sequel will probably just get Last of Us Part 2'd in today's climate. As always happens now, the real talent leaves the studio and what's left is only a name and a shell of a company full of incompetent diversity hires. Anyways guys, if you did enjoy this short little video, please be sure to leave a like, subscribe, turn on post notifications, all that good shit. It really does help the channel grow a ton. Comment down below letting me know what you think of this remaster, or what other types of videos you want to see from me in the future. Again, consider checking out my locals or becoming a channel member if you wish to support me. Every little bit of support, it just goes such a long ways. But as always guys, this has been your boy Drinker, and I'm out of here. Peace.